Hi, this is Rob from binarygravy.com. The number one question I keep getting asked is how risky it is to start trading binary options. So I put together a little spreadsheet to show you in just a couple of minutes exactly that. I got into trading binary options after finding Forex too slow and risky. You can actually risk more than your betting bank because of the margin. I also like the fact that with binary options you can trade every 60 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works for you. I've created a little spreadsheet here to show you exactly how many trades you need to win in order to profit. And here it is. Now let me just talk you through this. Actually, I was just fiddling around with this a bit just now. So what we're showing here is our starting bank is £100. Yeah, I'm talking pounds, could be dollars or whatever, obviously. Because it's binary, yeah, we've got a bet amount. I'll show you how that works in a bit. Now basically we've got several opportunities here. A 1 represents a win, a 0 represents a loss. Basically, depending on what you're trading, you generally get back about 85%, or you lose everything. So if it's a 0, you get nothing. If it's a win, you get 85%. So for a £10 trade, excuse me, you'd get £18.50 back. Now what I am showing here is a reasonably typical scenario. This is showing of the 20 trades we make, how many we've actually won and what percentage that is of winners. It then allows me to calculate what my return on investment, my ROI, is for this trading session. Now we've made 20 bets, so that means we've staked a total of 200, even though our bank was only 100 to start with. Luckily we won 13 of them, so that means our ending balance is 240. We made £40.50. Not bad for 20 trades. That could be, if you're trading every 60 seconds, you know, unless you're throwing darts at a dartboard blindfold with your left hand. If you're doing it fairly intelligently, then you probably get, that could represent an hour's trading. £10 amounts. It's not bad, 20% return in an hour. You think if you can automate that and that's running all day, times that by 24, risking that, starting with that, it's not a bad amount. However, what happens if it goes wrong? What happens if we lose everything? Say we win our first bet and then we lose our next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we get winning again. So we've won 11 out of our 20 bets. That's only 55%. What's happened here is obviously our bank has been depleted quite heavily, but it's only ever dipped as low as 48%. Now you've got to remember with binary, you've got a 50-50 chance anyway of whether you win or lose. And so if you just look at some of the fundamentals that you look at and look at the you know, the trends, etc., you can very quickly shift probability your way slightly better. If I was trading at 55% on whether it's automated, you know, I've got bots, we use different systems, we try out a lot of things that are on the market at any one point. If I was only winning 55%, I'd be very annoyed. But look at that, you actually just win 11, you still made 1.75%. And don't forget, that's just on that trade, and it's not on your starting bank, it's on the entire amount that you've invested in that stage. So it's pretty good. but that's not really realistic. I would have thought we'd do something maybe like that. Losing streak, biggest losing streak would be 3 bets. Biggest winning streak would be 4. Wins 65% of our trades. Don't forget some forex traders win, signal providers win sort of 80 to 90% of their trades. That gives you a nice healthy 20%. It also means your bank balance doesn't get stung too hard. Now if you've tried and used a method, or you're using a proven system that you know gives you a certain win amount, you're unlikely to have a huge losing streak. So you could bet a bit higher, even starting with a low bank like this. You could bet a bit higher. You could say, "Oh, I'm gonna risk £20 a bet." Your ROI doesn't change, but what it means is in this trading period, which could be an hour to place 20 bets, could be less than that really, if you're quick. You've made £80 starting from 100. We do this. We do this day in, day out. Put it up to 30. See here now, the lowest our bank gets is 56 starting from 100. Highest it gets, 221. Could even possibly go higher. I wouldn't recommend going to these type of levels. Generally, when we work out what sort of stake percentage of your bank to bet, we work out, we bet low to start off with. We work out what this figure here is, and then we use that to come back. We use the Kelly staking formula, which basically works on what your edge is to give you an idea of how much you can risk. But yeah, so there we go. So that'll be very nice. Just making 20%. We can do this quite easily. Our bank never gets too low. This is a fairly generally we get above 70%. So how about that? Does our bank dip too low? Yeah, well, we wouldn't be able to actually afford to have placed this bet for 50. But you get where I'm going. You can do something simple like this. Just before you even get going, you can then start with a low bank, start with your minimum bet amount. You can look at worst case scenarios. You can then, the main point of this is to work out what your ROI percentage is, so that you can then work out how much to actually trade. Now, yeah, so I've pointed out that although we started with 100, our betting bank is actually 20 bets of 10, so our return will be on 200, not 100. 20 times 10. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, well, I mean, I could go into a lot more about risk management. I could do a full-blown Monte Carlo simulation, but I just wanted to show you the basics. Now, please head over to binarygravy.com, where we show you actual results of systems that we've tried and we are currently trying. We give you the basic training to get you started. We show you how to avoid the scams, and we show you how to get the gravy. So have a good one. Cheers, Rob.